Okay, so we're live on Instagram and YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn. I want to talk about what is after the AI age. We're seeing a lot of interesting conversations and computers being built by OpenAI, Microsoft, all these different companies, and a lot of really interesting models being made by OpenAI, DeepSeek, Claude. They're all developing these beautiful models, and they're doing so much of the work that people used to spend hours doing. They write, they edit, they code, they save a lot of time from people working. And right now, what's happening is a lot of people are focusing their energy on how to leverage a model that exists now to do a little bit of their job a little bit faster. But if you look at what is happening now with the models, the AI is able to learn very quickly and very fast, and it's getting cheaper and cheaper. Doesn't make sense to just optimize a little bit anymore. Look at what's happening just in the next few years. A lot of knowledge work jobs are going to be done by a computer, maybe partly directed by a person, but it's just going a lot faster than a lot of people expected, certainly faster than I expected. Jan LeCun famously said it would take decades and now says maybe 5 years. It's pretty surprising to see that it's happening so quickly, actually. So given that it's happening so quickly, I want to have a conversation with you about what is post AI, what is after this. That could happen as soon as next year, it could happen in 5 years, but all of this AI tooling is going to completely flatten a ton of different industries and leave us with a lot of time to do other things. But basically, almost any kind of knowledge work is going to be obviated. I've already seen translation jobs completely get cut out in a lot of places. These things are easily moved around and shifted to AI in the AI age that we're in right now. AI is taking these jobs. What is in the post-AI age? What are we all going to be doing? My argument is that we'll all be kind of like nobles hanging out and listening to music, playing music for each other. That's what Hangout does. So there's a really big distinction between things that are companies that are in the AI age, for example, Jasper, anything using the OpenAI API directly. That is all strictly in the AI age. Making a chatbot to offer you customer support and selling that B2B, that's an AI age thing. As that completely matures, you won't even need the customer support because the AI is constantly responding in real time almost perfectly and writing the code so that there's less customer support. The AI is directly integrated already into the company so that it's responding directly. You can't even sell customer support. It's just, there's so many ways that it's clearly going to just be obviated. And then the question is, what's next? So here's another example of a job that is not going to get replaced by AI and will survive into the post-AI age. And I call this new post-AI age maybe humanity plus, return to humanity, something like that. I'd like to ask your advice on a name for it too, so please write in a comment what you think this post-AI age might be called. Return, humanity, humanities plus. Okay, so what's a job that will not be replaced? Well, turn on the TV and you'll see people playing football. We already have robots that can run faster than you, drive faster than you, jump faster, throw a ball faster, but no one wants to watch that. People want to see humans playing. People want to see humans doing amazing things. They want to see them competing. They want to look up to them and see their story. Those are going to be jobs that still exist and people will pay for. And if everything else goes to zero because AI makes it for free, then that's still going to be paid. It's already paid in the millions and will continue to be if you're in the top echelons. What other jobs are there? There's real band musicians. People are talking about music being created by AI, but some people may enjoy it a bit as background music, some use cases, but the real core of culture is bands, artists really making unique art that expresses the uniqueness of what we are, and those will always, always exist. So the music labels, music industry is really betting on that, just like we are with Hangout. You're seeing a lot of DSPs now really having AI DJs pick songs for you, AI curated playlists that tell you what to listen to. Even the songs that you hear are being created by AI, and there's a backlash forming. There's a backlash to all this AI stuff. This AI age is going to consume everything. If you saw Meta was looking at rolling out AI profiles, AI chatbots that pretend to be real people, minorities, just tried to pretend they have a background, and it was totally vacuous stuff. But even if it got pretty good at confusing people, there would just be even more backlash if people didn't see through it, because they would be thinking, wow, I can't believe I've been interacting with a person that I thought was real and it's not really real. So this AI is going to take over so many of these tooling, the knowledge work jobs, but there'll still be a huge opportunity for real connection, real authentic human connections, like you see on a real social network where people are really connecting over real music. Sports, a lot of entertainment where you care about the person. It's not just a visual spectacle. That's going to really matter. Real, true connection, acting, background. Another big thing that is going to be still around and bigger than ever. Look at what Gen Z's favorite job is, what they want to become when they grow up. They say influencer. So a real human influencer talks about their lifestyle, they're authentic, they're real, right? That's in contrast to a robot or some animated thing. So we're moving toward a world where influencers are even bigger part of it, and Gen Z sees that, because the influencers will still use AI again as tools for doing a lot of the knowledge work they need to do, posting comments, marketing, writing copy, helping them think through some of these things that they thought of first. So they look into themselves authentically, figure out, define the problems, define their feelings, and AI can help them with expressing it into words, but they're still going to be the ones looking into the camera, live streaming to 1 million people, to 1 billion people, or even micro communities of just a few hundred people, and building an audience and feeling those connections and sharing their life with other people. Those are some of the main jobs that I've thought of that are going to still be around after the AI age, by the way, which might be only a few years. We're going to enter the post-AI age. So music influencer, musician, influencer, sports, all these people who have a big public image and are connecting with people. Some might even say a waiter. Yes, we already have vending machines where you can get food automatically, but people still enjoy being, having waiters, and you go to Europe and you just have this experience at a cafe. So what other experiences will people have? Live experiences are always going to be big, right? So it goes back into the musician, stage, the stadium, as well as sports. Those are all live experiences. The price of these tickets has been going up and up and up. And that's just because live is such a unique thing, and those things will keep going up and up and up, because everything else, at a relative basis, everything else is getting demolished. You're seeing a lot of people talking about, going back to knowledge work, the AI age is going to be cementing this idea of taking over all knowledge work, and that might even include teaching, university, schooling. A lot of people are already trying out using AI to learn and having basically a personalized tutor, which is kind of the best way to learn. And when you're doing that, what's going to be left of university if you can get a better education? Well, what's going to be left is the connections, the hanging out with people, hanging out and having a nice experience. And what do you always do when you hang out? You want music. And so it'll be that kind of socialization. It won't necessarily happen in a university, but the learning part is going to be cut out. And so huge shifts are happening. On the medicine front, that's another big thing where part of it is the physical work, surgery, inspecting a body, really getting into some third party's feelings. The other part, though, is just knowledge work. It's listening to the symptoms said in words, analyzing blood tests, which are just words and numbers. And a lot of people are using ChatGPT to analyze those results and getting very thoughtful patient answers. A big thing that doctors need to have that they don't always have is bedside manner, which basically just means being very calm and thoughtful and caring and empathetic, which doctors universally are and can be, but they're also working themselves to the bone. They're getting salaries that are high because they're working so many long hours, but that also makes it hard to really be able to sit around for an infinite amount of time. They can't, whereas an automated robot actually can sound at least more empathetic, and that's sometimes all that we need. So knowledge work and even some caring for people, making people feel cared for and understood, that is already happening now with ChatGPT. People are sometimes using ChatGPT as a therapist and feeling understood, getting really good counseling, good advice, how to deal with partners and things like that. That, again, these are all knowledge work. Anything that can be written and said in words, it's very vulnerable to AI in the AI age. And so what is left? I would like to, all of us, start thinking about, I think a few years ago it was harder to say. It's like, what is the shape of this? People didn't realize that AI would be this good at words and empathy. Now it's pretty clear what we have. It's very good at words with empathy now. Now we're moving on to reasoning, where it can solve more complicated math problems. So say we solve all of that. What is left, right? So sports, that is something that is not going to be replaced. There's not really words necessarily as much involved in that. Influencers use some words to communicate, but a lot of it is just, body language, just communicating, that you get me, that we're aligned from body language. So those aren't going away. What else isn't going away? Or what new jobs are going to be created that we can't even think of now, or we couldn't think of a couple of years ago, but now it's starting to become more and more clear. I think some things in space are obviously coming together, but again, a lot of that is doing a lot of math and numbers and crunching and number crunching and ideating, which again, the the AI could do on its own. One thing that would be a big one, if and when we stay in control of all of this, politics, DC will have a lot more power than ever, because it'll have the power over all this giant economy of robots. And this kind of, yes, not politics is a bit of a word game, and that maybe the AI can play that, maybe even play it very well and persuasively. But in the end, people are only going to trust other people. They may use the AI as tools, but there's going to be trust between people they're going to be built through long-term relationships and, again, aligned interests, because humans have similar alignments of interests from being embodied in the same way. So that is going to be the horse trading of favors and inspiration and trust from aligned interests. That's going to be, politics is still going to be a job. Politician, someone representing leaders, and I'm hoping we're going to have stronger leaders than we've had historically. more empathetic and caring and loving and thoughtful leaders. But that's another one. I'm kind of brainstorming on the fly now, but feel free to leave a comment or an idea or respond. Let us together start deciding, start sharing, start thinking about what this future, now that we have enough data on what the AI looks like. AI is going to take all these jobs. What is next? And what is this positive future we can build together, where we're all working together towards? I think we need this bigger vision of what we're working towards. Hangout is an example of something that is just super fun, super social. You can also lean back, and you would never choose a terrible AI song to play in it, because you want to connect with someone else in a Hangout. You want to connect with music. You want to share your musical taste, and you're not going to pick something really terrible. So that's something that is a positive vision of the future after this AI age really plays itself out in a couple of years. We're going to move to humanity age. The age of humanity, the return to humanity, will be out, hunting, farming, really working with our bodies, but not worrying about whether the crops are going to freeze over because we have AI to take care of ensuring it, or cloud seeding it, or any of that to help us with that job. So that's the challenge we're doing now. Let's figure out 2025. Let's start to think about what the future looks like positively together once we are able to finally, that the AI gets rid of all the drudge work, all the factory menial labor, and we can just focus on the creativity, the taste, the agency that we all have. What does that look like? What's going to be left? Please message me, email me, tell me what you think.